We're completely off-grid. So nothing comes in here except for a satellite dish. Otherwise, we catch all of our own water. We get all of our electricity from the sun. We have solar electric and solar thermal. And all of our waste is composting toilets. The other thing that's beautiful is this is rainforest. So everything grows fast, super fast. So we could survive without going to the supermarket. This is a Rellenia. Oh, here's one. It's green. It tastes like a custard, like a vanilla custard. That's a mango. And these are jaboticabas. And these ones have been plucked, so I'll have to take you to my house to show you more. And that's a lahala. Kind of looks like a Dr. Seuss tree.
Oh, yeah.
We grow some things here so that we have wood. We have lots of bamboo, which we use a lot for construction. This is what I would call the annual garden. The stuff that is either familiar to us, as in kale and tomatoes, or the more tropical starchies, the taro, the cassava. So one of the things that makes us a permaculture farm is we also have agroforestry in place, where we have our fruit trees in the upper canopy, then we have our chaya and our edible hibiscus. This and this one, they're pili nut trees.
Is that chocolate? I mean, cacao?
It is. Oh yeah, we have lots of cacao.
Wow. Are you actually going to do something with it?
We harvest it, then we ferment it, and then we dry it and winnow it.
Isn't that bad?
Winnowing, separating the wheat from the chaff.
And grind it up into like cacao nibs, and we use it to bake with, to make hot chocolate, and chocolate for ourselves out of it.
I'm happy to winnow.
Basically, our structure as a community is down at the main house. There is the kitchen. That's where most of the Wi-Fi is. It's the hangout spot. And then we each have our own little place that we sleep in. And then this is the walkway to the house that my partner and I built.
So you built your own house?
Yeah.
Everybody has out here.
Not everybody, because there were some structures already on the land. But there was only like 3 structures on the land already. And all the rest of them we've built ourselves. So a group of 7 of us came in together. I wanted to ask you guys what brings you joy. Most of the key component that a lot of you said was connection. Everybody working all over the land today. Having been here since the beginning as one of the founders, I think the biggest thing that has enabled us to do this is we started as a collective. Live action! So there were 7 of us originally.
Nice! I love living at La Kale here. We get these people in and they work all day.
We made decisions together from the very beginning before we even bought the land.
They said there was no manual labor.
And so together we bought the land, and we've been here 20 years. So for us, it's all about having an edible driveway. This is a tree tomato. This is super fun. You bite the end off. Kind of tastes like a sun-dried tomato. So that's sugar cane.
It's pretty easy to harvest your own sugar?
No. What do we do with it? We chop it down, we peel it, and we munch on it. So this is a jaboticaba tree, and this one is still covered in fruit. So it's a stem bearer. It has its fruit on its branches and its stems. And this is the closest thing in my mind to a tropical grape. You can make wine with it, you can just eat it, you can juice it, make jelly out of it. We're making a giant batch of vinegar with it right now. So we started these from seeds before we got La Kea. Immediately right over here you have cardamom. That's a navel orange. This one right here with the bright orange flowers on it is called a bajoul, and it's a fantastic protein starch substitute.
And you keep seeing more, so it's just...
Because some of these plants, you just take a stick and shove it in the ground and walk away. And it grows. And this is one of them, edible hibiscus. This one you can grow all over the place, and you grab a bunch of the leaves, which are giant dinner plate sized leaves, and then you go ahead and steam it, fry it, saute it.
So you built this how? Out of is it stick frame?
It is a post and beam structure, and we used the ohias from the land. We did not take any living ohias. We only took dead standing ohias. Once we got the post and beam in place, we used cordwood walls and a hip rock wall roof. So this is the main support.
Guess it's almost like a tree, you know.
It is. There was a time there's 4 kids sitting up in these. This is the place where kids, when they would have a birthday party, the kids could literally climb the walls. which was super fun.
So tell me about how you did the wall.
This is called cordwood construction.
Okay.
And it's like as if you're going to stack a cord of wood.
Okay.
You have, in this case, they're all like 8 1/4 long, and you stack them, and in between them, you put sawdust in the middle and you put mortar on either side. So this is well insulated, has a tremendous nice thermal capacity. You can tell when you come in or go out that it's drier and more warmer, or if it's hot outside, it'll be cooler inside.
Because to me, it looks like somebody was trying to represent trees.
Well, yes, and he looks at the trees and he goes, how can I take this and create something functional, but also beautiful? And the ohias just lend themselves to that magnificently with the way they have all of their little natural grooves. And
How about the glass in the walls? Where is that coming from?
that is glass bottles, right? And you get a ceramic tile saw and you cut the neck off of the bottle.
Yeah.
And then you take 2 bottoms and then you use duct tape. Here, well, this holds the bottles together. And then you have little glass bricks. And that was supposed to be a sun, but we ran out of yellow, so it became more like a sea monster.
So you just kept the bed here in the main space.
So, you know, everybody's familiar with, I'm going to have my house, I have my own kitchen, I have my own toilet, I have my own. And here, it's more like, yeah, you have your sleeping structure, and then everything else is communal and shared.
You see here, that's
a stovepipe.
Yeah.
So that he can heat it up and get it warm in there. And the whole reason is not for the heat so much as for the drying effect. And then that's a catchment tank, and it feeds the community garden.
Oh, so it's not a personal.
No, and it's here because this is a big roof. We try to catch as much water as we can, and the best way to do that is to catch it off of large roofs.
So you can get enough water this way.
Oh yeah, we have had to order water, I think, twice in the 18 years that we've been here. And that white pipe right over there, that's the way it goes down via gravity fed to the garden.
And more food as we go.
Oh yeah,
Right?
there's papaya. This is an ice cream bean. In this case, instead of eating the actual bean, you eat the fluffy pulp on the outside of the bean. I don't know, people think of it as tasting like ice cream. Orange kava.
And this would be another house.
Yes, this would be another house. And that's actually a reciprocating roof.
What's that mean?
It is a circle that is made up of bamboo that all sits on top of itself and creates like a yurt kind of effect without a center post. This was built by Prasad, our MIT engineer, who's actually now buried right up there on the hill.
So was he older when he came?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
If you're looking at 20 years, we've easily had 5 generations here. We've got 2, they were in their 80s when they died. And one of the great things about Hawaii is you can bury them on the land with a permit. And so here we have a kumquat and an orange, banana, the beijul, avocado, taro, kalo, lots. And this is Gliricidia, which is a nitrogen fixing tree, which makes great fence posts. Also, since it's nitrogen fixing, it feeds the surrounding plants and it's an amazing green manure. And in here, this is our old citrus orchard. This was here when we got here. We have been replanting it now, but there's lemon and grapefruit and pomelo and orange, tangerine.
Do you have just about everything you need here then?
Yes and no.
Could you can survive without going to the supermarket?
We could survive. We don't have enough to feed everybody for long, but we have enough to get by.
And you have all the food groups and you have all the...
We have all the food groups. This is another fun one that you won't see anywhere else. This is an abiu tree. When we got here, the guys were like, oh, check this out. We can grow 1 million of these. We can eat fruit off of them within 2 years. And so the next, you know, there's abius all over the land. We're gonna have a cash crop. And then once we've actually researched it, we're like, no, we're not. Because their shelf life is like 0. So now we're looking at value added products and we're thinking about abiu vinegar. For protein, what we do is we are opportunistic locavores, and we have a deal with the pigs where they come on the land and they eat some of our food, and then we eat some of them.
This is pig.
Let's put the
Pig.
Put that
Sheep.
right in the middle.
Not that one.
That
These
one's
are
not.
both the pigs.
Spreading the rocks for the emu.
Did you pay much for the land initially then? Because so you just came in and said, we're going to buy this land, and you got together a bunch of people and a bunch of your savings?
Yep, a bunch of our savings, and we took out a loan. And go 2 pigs, 1 sheep. So to become a member, there's a commitment towards a $35,000 buy-in. So you don't have to have the $35,000, but you have to be able to make a commitment towards at least $300 a month. Ulu and Kalo going in. And put some in the middle too, because last time they were all on the edges.
Get over that edge. Let's do it like this.
So we are egalitarian in decision-making structure, but financially we're a partial income sharing community.
You need to do something about that over there.
So we have a common kitty, and into the common kitty goes everybody's dues every month. It's $250 a month. So if you don't have the $35,000, then you're paying $300 towards that every month.
But you're getting land, housing, food.
So for $550 a month, or $250 a month, you can live in paradise. And then this is our fire pit. And we will have meals out here sometimes and cook on the grill.
And this is your main house?
And this is our main house. And so the structure on the right, that houses our washer and dryer and the batteries, the inverters and the charge controllers. And this is what we call our kitchen garden. So we've got leeks. And this is another tropical perennial green, shizu spinach. And it's another one that's fun to cook because it's pretty tough and fibrous without cooking. This is clove basil, also Tulsi basil. And it looks like dinner hasn't started yet. Hawaiian chili peppers. There's JJ, she's our chef this evening.
This evening only?
This evening only. We have a rotation.
Turns?
Yeah. And so this is our porch. And we get to basically live outdoors. Wow. So here's our table, which once we blow the conch and dinner starts, it will be filled with people. And then here's like the afternoon, evening, let's play music and relax. And this is also where we meet to do our check-ins every morning. And we eat together Monday through Friday. Dinners, breakfast and lunch are on your own. This is our board where we talk about who's going to lead the work party, who's going to cook. We have 2 community vehicles, who signed out to use the community vehicles. And this is our kitchen. Here's our fruit safe. So we have lilikoi, bananas, avocados. We have a taro down here. Oh, we have eggplant and longans.
So one person cooks everything for dinner?
Typically there's 2, but tonight the other one needed to take his partner to the hospital. Oh, so there's some pork.
Okay.
That is from a local pig. It looks like it's got ginger in there. Yummy, yummy. And that's beans.
Okay.
So we don't have a cash crop. We grow what we're going to eat. And this is our garden. We have kale and daikon and basil. Back there is edible hibiscus, those great big giant green leaves, and you can eat those.
So things grow fast?
Everything. So like this looks really weedy, but these weeds are maybe a month old. This is Ethiopian kale, and it's one of the only kales that will seed in this tropical weather. One of my new favorites is this giant green amaranth, which we don't actually eat the seeds because it's too wet here.
So what do?
We eat the leaves.
Oh.
It's a nice, yummy cooked green. Otherwise, it's kind of tough. But these leaves, they'll get to be huge. So we have leeks and we have kalo, also known as taro. Kalo's the Hawaiian word. Oh. This is the Hawaiians' main staple. Okay. And they make poi out of it. Super healthy. But so to harvest it, what you're looking for is that it's thinner on top and thicker on the bottom. See how there's a bit of a pinch?
Yeah.
That means it's ready to harvest.
Okay.
And the other way to tell that it's ready to harvest is that the new leaf will be smaller than the older leaf. Then you also know that it's ready. Because once you put the little stem in the ground to grow, it gets bigger and bigger and bigger, the leaves get bigger and bigger and bigger, and then when it's done, they start getting smaller and smaller and smaller. And so if you pull it out,
so it's a root.
It's not a root. These are the roots. You're not eating the roots.
Oh, so but this is what
this is what you're eating.
Like a root. It's the stem.
It's a thickened stem called a corm. It's nutrient dense And it loves growing in Hawaii. It's kind of slightly fermented when you turn it into poi. You can also steam it and kind of like a potato. I've mashed it up and made bread out of it.
So you're doing this instead of potatoes.
Yeah, it's a starch substitute. Because the sweet potatoes will grow here, but the regular potatoes that everybody's like, oh, I want those, they don't grow here. And so that's been one of the things that's been fun also living here, is to see what it is that can grow well here to meet the things that we're looking for. The papayas. And this is a natto, and a natto is great if you've ever had cheddar cheese that's orange. This is where the dye comes from.
Is it edible as well?
Yes, it's edible. It's high in antioxidants. So it also makes a really nice sunscreen. Halloween, this is a kick, you know.
I see
These are bananas. This is a tiny rack. This was actually harvested a little bit too young. It was kind of an oops, but that happens.
Here.
Yep, these are called apple bananas.
It is good.
You know, once you eat bananas here, you can't really eat bananas off the continent anymore. I actually call it the continent instead of the mainland because there's nothing Maine about it. And that's
Everything goes back in.
everything goes back in. Compost rate here is phenomenal.
because it's rainforest.
Yes. So when I first got here, I'm like, where's your compost pile? I go, just dump it underneath the tree. I was like, ew. Then I went back the next morning and I was like, it's gone.
And you see up in there's some fruit up there. Is that something?
Yes, that's a mame zapote. On the inside, it's orange and it's tastes like pumpkin pie.
So you're not planting wheat. Like you're not planting to get those sort of basic.
No, we tried what will grow here to meet our cravings. Because most of us grew up on the West Coast. And where's my oatmeal? Where's my bread? Where's my milk? Where's my, all that kind of stuff. Our motto is do more with less. We operate in the black, but it's barely there. And it's because we do more with less. This was our latest and greatest. This is our shower house. After being here for 18 years, we decided to go for it. And we built a really nice shower house. Oh, that's a Suriname cherry.
This really does feel like a food forest.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's just everywhere.
Here's another Suriname cherry. Here's the mame zapote, another one. There's another big avocado. Here's a kukui. This is our outdoor shower.
Practical.
The trough is your bathtub, and it's heated with the sun. This is solar thermal. And then, of course, we repurposed an old water heater, and now it's a storage tank. And then, of course, behind it is our old wood-burning hot tub. It's 18 years ago we got that. And underneath the tarp is our new hot tub, which will also be wood-burning, but it's ferrous cement.
I've lived in community before, and honestly, it's been something I've been like dreaming about for like over 10 years to have that shared effort. And I love just like working on the land and making food together and just doing things together.
It was a way to take back our lives, because right now everybody's out there, they're running. Like, it just feels like we're on this hamster wheel. Got to make more money so I can have 2 weeks vacation, so I can have my new SUV, so I can send my kids to private school, so I can pay for my health insurance. So I just unplugged. That's what all of us here have done, is unplugged.